Hello everyone, I am Manoj and responsible for Infor EAM practice. First and foremost, thank you and a warm welcome to all of you who have joined this call. I hope that all of you find this time spent fruitful at the end of the session. We are from Godrej Infotech, part of Godrej Group. Godrej Group is over 120 years old and GITL, that is Godrej Infotech Limited, is in existence for more than 25 years, rendering multiple support solutions to customers across the globe. As you can see, in this call also we have participants from across the globe, and I am overwhelmed with the response. Now I would like to introduce my colleague Mr. Samir Patkar, who is engineer by qualification and is having experience of more than 25 years in the industry. He will present the application and share his valuable experiences. He will be the main presenter. This is going to be a total of 1 hour session with the last 15 minutes to be for question and answers. If time permits, we would like to answer all the questions, but if it doesn't, then we'll select some questions from the chat box and answer them. I request all participants to type the questions in the chat box along with your name. So in case we miss out in answering, we will respond back to you by mail. Thank you and hope you have a good time, and over to Samir.
Thank you, Manoj. Thank you, Manoj. Good afternoon, good morning, good evening to all. Godrej Infotech welcomes you to the session on Infor EAM. First of all, we hope that you and your family are fine, safe, and okay in this turbulent situation caused by COVID-19. Please continue to follow the safety guidelines and remain safe at home. I am Samir Patkar from Godrej Infotech, and I represent Infor EAM delivery team and will take you through this session on Infor EAM. You can see on your screen guidelines for this webinar as already explained by Manoj. Any of your questions, you just put it in QA live event box and we will try to answer at the end of the session. Just now you saw one video, a very quick video, in which there were drones doing asset inspection. This is happening today, that is a reality. And people are using these technologies for asset management and maintenance. But at the back of it lies a software which is very simple yet powerful, very flexible yet robust enough to manage assets from cradle to grave. That is called Infor EAM. Here is our agenda today. If you see on your screen, here is our agenda, and we will talk about Infor EAM overview, features, and capabilities, and 3 of our case studies which GITL has done. Infor EAM, the full form obviously is Enterprise Asset Management, a software that is web architectured, easy to use and implement, quick to learn and fabulously flexible. It manages the entire life cycle of assets, right from inception to disposal. Infor EAM for so many years actually has maintained its leader position in Gartner report. As you can see on the screen, it is in the leaders quadrant for so many years. And at the right hand side, you can see the salient features of it. Ease of use, configurable, industry specific functionality, and so on. The result is it is in the leaders quadrant and it continues to remain so. If you see on your screen, it is the application overview. Rather, this slide gives the entire picture of what Infor EAM is and what it does with so many supporting facilities and configuration. As I said, it is Infor EAM asset management is the center. That's why the assets module is at the center of this application. It is the heart of this application. Functionalities like work scheduling, checklists, permits, configurations like multi-organizational, multilingual, and other customization. Standard integrations like MS Project, Microsoft Projects, that is, emails. Emails are auto-sent or can be managed automatically at various triggers throughout the life cycle of asset or operations. Advanced integrations by using Infor EAM. EAM can be integrated with machines, data loggers, and SCADA. In some of our projects, and one of case studies we have also presented here, we have integrated EAM with machines. So integrations with machines, with other ERP systems, with other softwares, be it Infor or be it non-Infor. You can do it using Infor EAM. Advanced modules like calibration, OpenCAD, GIS, you can have it with Infor EAM. So this slide gives an idea of what Infor EAM is capable of at various domains. Today's age is the age of social networking or social collaboration. So EAM has the ability to share information across platforms and that to various platforms using emails, using SMSs, WhatsApp, and mingle. That is, even you can go in the social networking and interact with various users as per the requirement. So this is in sync with today's generation of social collaboration. So what are the modules of Infor EAM? It is basically having four pillars. This is a very basic of Infor EAM. Asset management is where your machines or assets or equipments are kept or managed. Repairs or work management is maintenance module. Procurement is obviously purchasing or procurement. Inventory management is managing your spares for maintenance. In asset management, you have your assets, you build the asset hierarchy, you maintain depreciation, locations, planning, warranties, and so on, which are related to your assets. In maintenance, we have breakdown maintenance. That is, if a machine breaks down or if it stops functioning, then somebody needs to attend it and repair it. So these kind of activities are managed in breakdown maintenance or preventive maintenance, predictive maintenance, or corrective maintenance. So these all types of maintenance are covered in work management or using work orders. Procurement is purchasing, where right from purchase requisition to purchase order to goods receipt note, that is GRN or PO receipt, you can manage in procurement. Inventory management is maintaining the stock, maybe including min max, that is minimum quantity, maximum quantity, ABC analysis, even issuing and receiving of material. So everything is managed which is related to inventory. These four modules actually form a basis of Infor EAM. This is the login screen. As I mentioned, that Infor EAM is web architectured. So you are just supposed to install Infor EAM on a server, get the URL, type the URL or select the URL, type in your user ID password, and that's it. So it is just ready to operate. So after the installation of Infor EAM, just you need to put the credentials. And of course, Infor EAM is available on premises as well as on cloud. But the methodology will remain same. You will have to enter your username and password at a given URL. That is it. This is the start center screen. What we call is the start center because once you enter your username and password, it goes in and opens up this screen. This is a screen which is divided into three sections. Left hand side is called inboxes, or what we call as a to-do list. These are not dumb arrows. These are interactive arrows. Once you click on any of the arrows, any of the rows, it will open up those fields. For example, employee qualifications expiry, overdue. This is the last row in the inbox. If you double click, it will open only 35 employees whose qualification is overdue. Okay. Right hand side is called charts, where you can get information on say work orders by your department, raised by your department per month, or maybe last quarter or a year. The right hand side bottom is called a key process indicator or key performance indicators. Okay. So this gives you a bird's eye view of the parameters for organizational significance. So this particular screen will give you entire idea of how your plant or a group of assets or the environment is behaving or performing. This is an asset screen. As I mentioned again, asset is at the heart of Infor EAM. So intentionally this screen I have shown as blank, no data filled up. Okay, so there are various sections as you are seeing appearing, which will store the information, say facility details, energy performance related details, or contracts and rental details. So this particular asset or even GIS details or linear reference details. Suppose there is a 10 kilometers a long pipeline, then the segments or linear references, everything can be stored or recorded in Infor EAM asset screen, which is very much valuable information to manage that asset, right from cradle to grave, and you can maintain that asset. So this screen is important because it is storing all the vital information for assets. One or two other screens can be employee details. I mean, here employee means it is not a HRIS software or a human resource software as such, but it stores the records of employee. Here employee means who maintain the assets, or maybe who operates the maintenance stores. So all the information related to those employees who are working for asset maintenance or asset management is stored in employee record view. Of course, their trades, their functionality, their specialties, or their cost centers, every information is stored here. This is the work order. This is a work order screen. This is a typical breakdown work order. Whenever any asset, in this case, a rotator drive, uh, basically this rotator drive is not working. This is what it has been written in the work order. So whenever something breaks down, people raise a job card or a work order or a work request. This is a sample work order, a simple screen. where the work order number, you can see the equipment which has failed. You can see the MRC, that is its department is visible, and other details like scheduling, all you can record in this particular work order record. Here are the activities, what needs to be done. So this is the answer to what. Uh, you can say that the earlier slide was what has failed, and now this slide show you a screen which is what needs to be done to repair that. These are called activities. You can see here trade, mechanical, and start date, end date. So this is the information of what needs to be done and when. So this is a part. Suppose to repair that particular machine, you need to have a battery uh, or say washer or any other spare part. Then you can issue those spare parts right from the work order. So you can repair that particular machine. And of course, you will put your labor to repair that machine. So finally, the cost of work order, that is the cost of maintenance. This screen is also available inside the work order. So you will get a summary of the maintenance. It has various types of costs, like labor costs, the number of hours your people have worked. Maybe hired labor, you have subcontracted your maintenance, so it is maybe hired labor or services. Stock items is the spare parts you issued to that work order. These are in stock items. Direct purchases and tool costs. Suppose you had to use crane, or say you had to deploy some of the special tools to repair it. Then also you can record the cost of that deployment as well. And finally, the work order cost. So this particular screen or this particular section will give you total maintenance cost for that repair action. Of course, the example was for breakdown. Now it is not that only breakdown or a reactive sort of action we can take in EM. We can take preventive maintenance as well. So PM schedules, what we call, it is famous for PM schedules, are either frequency based, maybe daily, weekly, monthly, or usage based. Just like in our vehicle, every 1,000 kilometers of running, you need to change, say, engine oil, just giving example, or maybe after every 6 months, you need to check the lubrication, just giving example. So both kind of either frequency or usage, you can maintain the PM schedule and do those activities. As I had mentioned, EM has materials and purchase modules as well. So materials module is of course for managing inventory, issue return of spares, and physical inventory, stock tech, etc. I mean, whichever is required to maintain your maintenance spares, that is carried out in inventory module. And procurement is right from PR, that is purchase requisition, to GRN, PR to PO, PO to GRN, that is purchase order, goods receipt. Everything is covered in materials and procurement module. Those were the standard pillars or standard features of Infor EAM. There are other features as well, like inspections and condition monitoring, maybe customer contract management, which I'm going to show you one case study, which is specifically revolves around customer contract management, because the business requirement was like that. Case management, where incidents can be reported, and maybe work order daily schedule. So these are corollary to the basic features. Of course, these are also important features, just like safety or lockout, tagout. The maintenance people who are attending this webinar can relate it very well. Maybe work permits, maybe height permits, or hot work permits. These kind of permits also can be managed. Document attachment, that is, you can attach any document to any of the records of EM. Even you can take a printout as well if you have PDF attached to it. So these kind of generic facilities or features are also available. I should go to a case study. Till now, I have finished the generic features and capabilities of Infor EM in general. And if you have any questions till now, please write those questions in the QA section of the screen you are seeing. Meanwhile, I will push to case studies of Infor EM. This is the equipment rental business case study. In for EM, we have implemented to map rental business of equipments in Godrej only. It is Godrej Material Handling Division, which is into forklift manufacturing and services. So it is about that. We have implemented Infor EM to manage the maintenance as well as the operations. Godrej Material Handling is India's largest, actually largest lift truck and forklift manufacturers and exporters. Established in 1963, actually they provide material handling solutions to virtually all the industries. And you can see here the span of what they have. Even some of the products they manufacture or they are engaged in, we have put here light duty, medium duty, heavy duty forklifts and stackers and all. So this is just a background of the client. Now Infor EM is has become a business critical system for them. So day in and day out, they are using Infor EM to manage this operations and maintenance. You can see here 300 plus EM mobile users or 2600 plus assets, that is the forklifts, and you can see 2700 plus contracts, that is the rental contracts what we are talking about across India. These are the types of contracts actually GMH or Godrej Material Handling is into: AMC, CMC, and preventive maintenance, wet leasing, dry leasing, spares, inventory management. And these are few of the challenges they were facing before we implemented Infor EAM there. Here the mother ERP across Godrej is Infor ERP LN. So integration with any of the satellite system or for the matter of EM, I mean integration with ERP LN is mandatory because for the seamless transactions. These are the schematics for objectives. Holistic monitoring dashboard is required to tap on the performance of the business. System driven processes, few of the processes were manually driven or manually executed, and of course EM was supposed to take care of that, being a system for managing the operations. Yeah, of course, system generated reports and real-time notification alerts. This is the, if you remember the slide for social collaboration. In fact, for GMH implementation, we have implemented WhatsApp triggers from EM. For example, if there is a work order which needs to be taken care of immediately, or a emergency work order sort of thing, then you can get a WhatsApp on your mobile the relevant person will get the trigger on his mobile in WhatsApp as well, in addition to SMS and standard email notifications. So what we did in GMH, in fact, this slide will give the answer to what we did in GMH project. We used Infor EAM. If you remember in the slide, I had mentioned that Infor EAM will be used or is used to integrate Infor EAM with any other system. Okay, in this case, there was Infor LN, as you see at the left hand side, Infor LN, as well as at the bottom you can see CRM for opportunity creation, HRIS for employee masters, OLAP for invoice outstanding or invoice related details. So EAM was integrated with 4 systems in this particular project: LN, CRM, HRIS, OLAP. Uh, and you can see at the right hand side there are 2 big circles for revenue and expense. The final objective was people should come to know whether their rental contract is profitable or not. So obviously profit will come when you know uh, uh, what is the revenue and what is the expense, what are the expenses. So here actually ERP LN was used to send invoices or for the revenue side of it, and expenses were catered by rather recorded by Infor EM. Okay, even the contracts were created in EM and then sync with ERP LN. So revenue and expenses, the data is available in EM LN interface. I will go to next slide. It will be more clear to you. But this particular slide gives a schematic of what we have done in project GMH. Okay, just now I was saying about revenue generation. So once a lead is generated, contract is created in EM, then synced with ERP LN, then asset is moved from say hub to the customer location. All these actions are taken care in EM, synced with LN, and acknowledgement is taken back in EM to record or to complete the transaction. There is the revenue generation process, that is creating contract and moving asset. Just few snapshots of contract of Infor EAM. This is how actually the contract is created in EAM. This is completely configured screen of customer contract. There are many fields which we have introduced as a custom or as a user defined fields, which are not into original EM screen of customer contract, but we have introduced say OEF form, so order entry form and all that. So these kind of configurations are very well possible in EM. I mean, the intention of showing this slide is to show you how flexible it is. Even though the functionality, say OEF, that order entry form functionality is not there in EM, but we can introduce few fields and business rules so that we can transform the contract, or for that matter any screen, into a screen which we want for our business requirement. So that was the intention of showing you these screens. Maybe organization, project code. So you can see here LN contract template, the third from top. I mean, that is not a standard field of EM, but we have introduced that as a user defined field and recording the information. This is how you have contract items, and these are the equipments. Even the frequency of the contract is set. This contract creation, asset movement, you move the assets. So this is the asset movement. Again, the asset movement work order is not a standard work order type as such in Infor EM. But we can create our own types of work order and use it the way we want. from and to, from store to branch or from branch, and again here destinations, ship from, ship to. So these kind of activities are very well possible in implementing Infor EAM, by implementing Infor EAM. Then you consume the spare. So this is a type of expense, as I had mentioned. The spare consumption will go into the expense side and will eat away the profit, obviously. All these are recorded in for EAM. You can see here maintenance spare consumption. So this is whenever you require any item or any maintenance spare, or for that matter any spare in an equipment repair, then you just raise this requisition and sync it. It gets automatically synced with ERP-LN, and the expense side is taken care of that contract. You see here, service order is automatically created in ERP-LN, and it is done. So this was just to give you example of how expenses and revenue is taken care in EAM-LN integrated solution. And this is a standard Infor EAM mobile app or transit app. We have used this for the service executives to take care of. Maybe he just logs into mobile, he opens assigned work order, then enters activity details and problem code and complete work order. So actually GMH people are using their mobile app. It is a standard mobile app of Infor to do the maintenance activities. So as I had mentioned, expense and revenue will give you the profitability. Okay. So what does the customer say, or after implementation, what was the result? So this is what customer says. Uh, Assignment time for customer request has been reduced to 50%. The significant one is order processing. Processing time is reduced for each order, I'm saying, by 36 hours. Material request by field technicians save processing time by 36 hours. So order processing time has reduced significantly, which gives a good advantage to my client. Yes, and IoT. Of course, none of the talks can be completed without uttering these words nowadays. IoT, yes. Our next phase or coming up will be vehicle monitoring system for GMH, wherein and POC is in process for that matter, and the result will be right by sitting in Mumbai office. Everyone will know what is the status of a forklift kept in Punjab, or for that matter Assam, or for that matter anywhere in India. So the next phase is coming up with is this. Again, for rental business, if you have any questions, you can note down and you can shoot it in QA. Yeah, this is the case study or how a luxury hotel is using Infor EAM. The customer is a five-star deluxe hotel with great landscaping. The hotel spreads across 28 acres of colorful gardens. Uh, the present condition or at the start, the limitations in basic SIM, that is a computerized maintenance management system, he was using, but was not satisfied. Material cost tracking was difficult. Procurement module was not there, and tenant wanted to have service requests directly into portal, or these kind of requirements were there. Of course, for that matter, any facility management uh, person or a manager will require kind of visibility or compliance and profitability, of course, from implementation or any system implementation. So these were the challenges actually, and what we did to resolve those challenges. Now, 1.3 million assets are mapped in Infor EM. That was not getting possible into existing CMMS. Uh, Maintenance material is getting tracked now. Customer portal now access to tenants for raising complaints against customer portal. Seamless integration with finance systems as well as Infor HMS, that is hospitality management system. So these achievements are there after our implementation of Infor EAM. Just a schematic of complaint handling workflow. So customer just raises the complaint, it comes to call center team forwards to maintenance team, maybe to specific technician, and then the work order flows as it is in the standard Infor EN. So finally, raising till closing of the complaint is managed in Infor EM. Just a snaps of some call center modules, and these are the screens what they use to raise the complaint and manage the show. The customer tenant portal. There is another way to raise a complaint. Even you can see at the right hand side, you can take a picture in for mobile app, a rather rapid request app, and just shoot the request of yes, this is the damage happened, and this is the location. Kindly come and resolve the issue. I mean, this is as simple as that. So graphical related inputs also you can give in Infor EM. Of course, this is a rapid request app, and you can maintain the assets the way we want or the way it should be maintained. This particular case, we have integrated with Sun, with HMS, mobile app. Infor mobile app is, in fact, a standard Infor mobile app, and system service request web page. So these four pillars we are taking care for raising the request till closing, and then managing the financial side with integration with Sun. So what is the benefit? Of course, ROI, capital investment lasting longer, lower material costs. These are the few of the advantages what customer has got. And for any Infor EAM, or for that matter, any EAM system, performance is measured by high equipment uptime. The less your machines are down, the more successful you are performing as well as the system is performing, both. We have come to the final case study, which is Infor EM implementation at Godrej and Boyce, that is our parent company. It was done for plant maintenance, and right now it is getting used by Godrej across India. And you can see here over 1,50,000 assets, 5 square kilometers of area, more than 4,000 homes, that is the colonies and residential quarters, more than 15,000 tenants and 14 different businesses. You can see here 25 manufacturing plants. In short, Infor EM is implemented here for plant maintenance as well as residential colony maintenance and IT asset management, everything. So this particular slide will show you the span of Infor EM environment here. All these things are maintained using Infor EM. Yeah, what were the objectives? Obviously, the manufacturing utility, IT assets, facility assets, uh, maintaining, monitoring the asset health, because Godrej is having so much of a variety of operations to bring those varied objectives into one single plane itself for the challenge. But we have drilled down to 26 business processes across Godrej, and they are using Infor EAM successfully. Manufacturing, utility, IT assets, facility assets. These are a few of the value additions what we are talking about. Maybe smart die integration, or for welding machine performance, we had generated few reports with integration with Mongoose and SCADA. Uh, Root cause analysis and OE. Yeah. So this is a configuration in Smile. This smart die model Infor EAM integration. So actually the smart die, the die is at customer's place, but through integration or through Wi-Fi, through internet, we get the data of how many strokes the die has operated and how many injections it has done. And we take care of that for preventive maintenance, for usage based. So this is a interesting one for smart die. This one is for integration with SCADA and Mongoose. So here actually the performance is measured by integrating with SCADA. The set parameters are there from Mongoose, and the actual parameter values are taken from SCADA and give the reports, EM reports. You can see here 3D reports for performance of machines. Again, these are root cause analysis for breakdown. This is a typical Infor EAM closing code screen you can see, and right from problem code to action code, everything is mapped here. Say vibration in machine, axis failure, bearing failure. So you can map all these things to have root cause analysis. The configuration in Smile project, Infor EAM Smile project, maintenance cost is rolled up from the bottommost asset. For example, say drilling of Bartley Boy make old machine, right from asset to the department, to the plant, to division, and finally to the organization. So maintenance cost rolls up from bottommost level to the topmost level of Godrej and Boys. So this hierarchy, this parent and child hierarchy is important to get the cost rolled up, so that you have a visibility of the maintenance cost right from top. Yeah, standardized maintenance processes across organization, asset health data at fingertips, and single platform for all kind of maintenance and all. I mean, these are standard advantages what we have got. Uh, okay, I think I am done from my side. Now I will have QA session going on. Just give me a minute. Till the time you can also uh, maybe send or your questions in that QA box, and just give me 1 minute. हम्म, ठीक है ना? हाँ सर. Yeah, as of now, we have not received any questions as such. If you have any questions, you can put in QA box and along with your name, we can give you the answers right now, or maybe we can send an email to you to answer your question. And of course, you can contact us anytime at the given email ID. You can see here on your screen, which is infotech @ godrej.com. So you can shoot your questions there. Or for any matter, if you want to contact us, please contact at the given email ID.
Okay. I think just to add to what Samir mentioned, the few case studies that we talked about, they are only sample case studies. Just to stress upon, Infor EAM can be used by any industry which is having assets. So we talked about facility and manufacturing. So these are the areas which he touched upon. So you can also have for your fleet management. In case you are into 3PL and you have your trucks and various other assets or cars, car rentals, so that also can be used for your EM benefits. And if you have any manufacturing plant, a petroleum setup, a construction company, or for that matter, a power plant, there are many power plants across the globe which are using Infor EAM. So that also is a good area where we can touch upon later on. And just to touch upon the Infor EM customers across the globe, we have about 20,000 plus customers, and 4 out of 5 are 4 out of 5 top companies in the world are using Infor EM, be it Coke, Pepsi, Pfizer in pharmaceuticals, Shell. Most of these large companies, they use Infor EM for their asset management and maintenance management. You can also have for your waste management. So in case you are having salination plants, you're having your water pipelines, wastewater collection or disposal of your waste from hospitals. So any of these industries can use Infor EAM. So it's not restricted to these 3 case studies that Samir talked about. It is for any and all the industries that we can touch upon which are having assets. So with this, I think we will end our presentation. So there are no questions, but I think you may need time to digest whatever Samir said. So take your time and do send us your feedback and questions on the email mentioned by Samir on his slide. We'll be glad to answer your questions. Thank you for your time, everybody.
Thanks all. Thank you. Thank you.